Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is I want to give you guys my thoughts about what Apple announced recently, which was the Apple Watch Series 2 and the iPhone 7. And then, of course, in terms of everything else that they announced at their event, their progress, numbers, incoming apps. One thing I am excited for is that Mario app coming to iOS. Don't know what the pricing is on that. We'll just have to wait until Nintendo releases it. But that was like the biggest thing that I've noticed, other than all the other product announcements, and I'm very excited for that one. But what I want to do in this video is give you guys my thoughts about the Apple Watch Series 2 and the iPhone 7. So let's start off with the Apple Watch Series 2. So first things first, if you guys have been subscribed to me for a while, you'll know that I'm not a huge fan of the Apple Watch. I just don't see a need for smartwatches in general, and I don't have a smartwatch myself. I probably have to play around with it just to get a good glimpse at it. But, in terms of this new one that Apple announced, it's faster, better screen, and then you got more watch bands released with it, and it's going to be coming out September 16th of this week. So you guys can start your pre-orders now, or if you guys already have the first generation watch and you're 100% fine with it, definitely keep it. You don't have to upgrade. But then again, it's up to you. It's good for fitness, it's good for health and all that. Maybe if I was exercising more, I might see a need for it. Who knows? But right now, I just don't feel the need for smartwatches at the moment, unless if I was really exercising. And I'm thinking about to start doing some morning jogs, as well as like maybe go to the gym and apply for a subscription. That way I can lift weights, try to build some muscle. And that's where I see the smartwatch can really help me out in terms of my health. That way I can figure out, okay, how many steps did I take, how am I making progress by lifting the same weights. But other than that, right now I just don't see a need for it. Therefore, my thoughts are still kind of the same. There are some software improvements as well and some new additional software features. But, other than that, I still remain the same about it. And I remember when the first generation came out, not only was I thinking this way, but I thought it was outraging to see how Apple was trying to charge, thousands of dollars for two smartwatch models. I don't know if they're still doing that right now, but, that was like 18 karat gold or something, which was like, I can't remember the exact pricing. That was $18,000 or $10,000, but that much money for a smartwatch, and you don't want to be using that every day. You just buy it for collection purposes, and then keep it as like a little statue, or keep it up for display and put it in a museum or something. I don't know, but I don't know if they were still having that same deal, but they're not making those all the time now, or they're not making those until someone actually orders it. I wonder how many people actually did. Who knows? But other than that, the Apple Watch, if you guys are looking to upgrade, definitely look at the Watch Series 2 and see if you guys need the extra boost and the extra speed for what you're using your watch with right now. And if you don't feel like it's necessary, you don't have to upgrade. Check out Apple's site. And if you're thinking about buying it, check the pre-orders, check out all the pricings, and make a decision from there if you guys feel like you need the extra speed and the extra boost in the Apple Watch. So without further ado, let's get started with the iPhone 7. Now, two models were released or announced during this press event that Apple had: the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. iPhone 7, 4.7-inch screen. iPhone 7 Plus, a 5.5-inch screen. And not only that, but the design-wise is very similar to what we're used to on the 6 and 6S models right now. Same thing with the Plus models between both. And the only thing was like the antenna bands changed a little bit. So instead of going horizontally across, now the antenna band was like kind of curved up and then going towards the top and the bottom edges. I will put some pictures in this video of the phones, so that way you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about. However, it's different between the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. Other than the sizes, but the camera as well. The iPhone 7 features one rear-facing camera, but the iPhone 7 Plus features two rear-facing cameras. And, the purpose for those two rear-facing cameras is so that when you're taking a picture, you have the ability to control the background of your pictures. So, for example, if you wanted the whole background to blur out while you take a picture of somebody, I don't know, your wife, your kids, and you want the whole background blurred out, but keep your family, nice and crystal clear, you can do that. And I must say, it looks pretty sharp when that happens. I really like that a lot. And not only that, there were some hardware changes as well. And the biggest thing that I would say is the biggest thing is the lack of a headphone jack. So, there were rumors going around that the next iPhone, Apple was going to ditch the headphone jack because people were going towards the Bluetooth headphones. And, I wasn't sure that was really going to happen, but it actually did. However, when you buy the new phones, Apple is going to include a Lightning adapter to 3.5mm headphone jack, so that way you can still use your standard headphones and then plug it in through a wire connection if you don't want to use Bluetooth earphones. Now, you guys may be wondering, why is it that Apple is doing that? Well, here's the thing. First, it's going back to what they were saying at the press event. They were saying that they made the Lightning dock to not only provide power, but also to provide audio as well. And how is it that they were able to do that? Some manufacturers actually made headphones that had a Lightning connector to it. So you just take those headphones, plug it into your Lightning connector on your iPhone, and then you can play your music through there, other than the standard audio jack. And I guess, Apple's trying to utilize most of the technologies, or every single piece of technology that they put into these phones. And, basically, I'm not 100% sure if this is supposed to provide better sound quality, whether you're doing it through Bluetooth or whether you're doing it through a wire connection. And, while the idea may seem cool and all, I'm actually not a huge fan of that, believe it or not. I don't know. This is just my personal preference, because me personally, if you want the Lightning connector to provide both power and audio capabilities, that's completely fine. But you should always leave customers as many options as they can have to use whatever accessories and however ways they want it. For example, okay, these new phones are going to come with the Lightning adapter to the 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, what happens if that particular customer loses that cable and they want to use their wired 3.5mm headphones? And, how are they going to plug them in without that adapter? They can't. They can't. No and ifs or buts about it. They'll have to purchase another adapter. And, Apple, no matter how terrible their cable quality is, their cables are very expensive. I'd say they're overpriced, in my opinion. For just plain cables, I'm sorry, but Apple cables are way overpriced. At least that's just how I feel. And when you buy these cables, you want to take very good care of it, especially if they're Apple quality. Otherwise, you're just taking your cables like so, and then you're just twisting it around like that, bending this part here and there. Not only is the cable or the outer sheath is going to be bent, but you're also going to be bending the wires inside. Therefore, it's going to wear out, and then it's not going to work properly. I've seen it happen before, which causes for faster discoloration in the cables. Apple cable quality is not the best, and for the price that you're paying them, it's not worth it at all. Me personally, I think that the prices of Apple's cable should go down a lot, but best thing to do is to avoid tampering with your cables, avoid bending or folding your cables too hard. And because of this lack of a headphone jack on these two iPhones, Me personally, that might result in an issue. Now, if they had to do this to make the phones thinner than what they were before, that's fine. But again, no one should be limited on the options they have, like the Galaxy Note 7, and the Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. Samsung are still putting headphone jacks out there. They're not the only ones. Every other company is doing that. Apple is the first company that I've seen ditching the headphone jack in the smartphone, and they were saying this takes courage. You have to move on and all that. Well, I understand you got to move on, but not everyone has to make that same choice. Am I right or am I wrong? So me personally, the thing with the no headphone jack, I'm not too crazy about it at all. On the bright side, you get stereo speakers. And I figured they're able to do that by ditching the headphone jack and then put another speaker right there. But other than that, no one should be limited on their options. That's just how I feel. But what do you guys think? I'm curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments down below. So definitely let me know. You may think different than I do, and I'm curious as to why. What is it that you guys can say that can get me to believe that, okay, we don't need the headphone jack, therefore Apple is right about this. Right now, for me, that should not have been an option at all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Other than that, with the new iPhones, Apple did release new colors. They released black and jet black, and the jet black looked very nice. With a very dark black, and then with the dark black glass screen on the front, very matching. Reminds me a lot of the Onyx black on the Galaxy Note 7. That Galaxy Note 7 looked very nice in black. The unfortunate part was Samsung didn't make a white color model because I have the white Galaxy Note 4 right here, and I love this thing. I love white products. They do have silver, but I feel like the silver doesn't look that nice. But the aqua blue looks very good. But me personally, I'd probably go with the Onyx black. Matching black all over, and the iPhone 7 in jet black. Reminds me a lot of the Galaxy Note 4. That's probably the color I'd pick. If Apple didn't have the white and silver model. I don't know. But other than that, how do I feel about the iPhone 7? It is a nice upgrade with the A10 chip in there, and the improved specs, improved cameras. I really like the fact that the iPhone 7 Plus has the dual rear-facing cameras, so that way you have the option for that blurring effect. But if you're on the 6S or a 6S Plus, I don't see a need for an upgrade. But if you're from a 6 or a 6 Plus, you definitely want to upgrade. If you're looking to switch from Android to iPhone, I'm not 100% sure if that's the right route that you want to go. It just have to depend on your personal preference. But other than that, these two phones are very nice and all. But, the thing is with me, Apple software, I feel like, was kind of stale for the iPhones. This is just my opinion. And this is just the way that they operate, so I'm trying to let that go. I don't have to like every product that they announce or that they release, but someone will. And the fact that people are still buying their products, then that means they're doing something right for what they're trying to do. Samsung is doing something right for what they're trying to do. Maybe except for the exploding batteries in the Galaxy Note 7, but they are trying to resolve that issue. But, every company has their perks a little bit here and there. Me personally, I'm still a big fan of Android. However, that doesn't mean I hate Apple. I love this Mac that I'm using right now. The Mac operating system is definitely something that I want to get into. And the iPhone operating system is nice too. I just prefer something a little bit, I would say, a little bit out of nowhere when it comes to a mobile phone. And then when it comes to computers, I can go between PC and Mac. I rather just have both. And I like to add to that. I like to have three platforms altogether for my computer operating systems: Mac, Windows, and Linux. That's what I like. So, are you guys going to be getting these new devices? Will I be getting them? No, I won't. just by the looks of it. But for you guys, are you going to get it? Are you excited? Not excited? Leave a comment down below. Are you guys having problems with pre-orders? I mean, let everybody know. And, you know, let everyone know what the pre-order process is like and what you have to do to get to make sure that you get the product that you want. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also, check out the description below for my social media links, Twitter and Instagram. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.